Hey everybody, I'm excited to explain Therapy Session by NF to you today because I have a huge amount of respect for NF and for his art. I think he's sincere and honest when he writes, he cares about other people, he has good things to say, and he's not afraid of delving into the dark parts of what he thinks. If he thinks that it will either help him to become a better person or help others to become better people and to feel like somebody out there relates. And so today we're probably going to explain the one song that encapsulates that most of all, and that's Therapy Session. And for this particular video, I've already gone ahead and I've analyzed the lyrics, I've picked out what I want to say, but I want to help you kind of watch what I do as we go. And hey, don't forget, at the end of this video, there's gonna be a couple of videos here I guarantee you'll like. Don't forget to check those out, and let's jump into it. So in the first verse, he sings, "Yeah, I gotta say, like a month ago, I was talking to fans, and one of them pulled me aside and said," and basically he tells the story of one of his fans who says, you know, "You really helped me get through stuff, and what you say really means a lot to me." And he's basically talking about that experience, and the fan ends, "That's real for me, Nate. You do not understand." Nate says, "It's crazy for me. Kids hit me up, say they're slitting their wrists on the daily. This music is more than you think. Don't book me for just entertainment. It's entertaining." Hearing these parents, they telling their kids my music is violent, you gotta be kidding me. And so kids are suffering and they're going through terrible times, but when they hear somebody else who's willing to share their struggles, that's powerful, because most of the time I think we tell ourselves that, you know, it's either my fault that I'm in this bad situation or that there's these crazy thoughts inside my head and I'm alone and there's no one out there who feels like me. But when you hear somebody famous singing about it and rapping about it and sharing about it and feeling about it the same way you do, that's powerful. That's hecka powerful. And he's saying that there's parents on one side who say, his music's violent, don't listen to it. But they don't understand that these kids are already experiencing the violent thoughts, and he's just helping the kids to make more sense of it and to express it in a non-harmful way. And then he turns to everybody else and he says, "How do you picture me? Want me to smile? You want me to laugh? You want me to walk on the stage with a smile on my face when I'm mad and put on a mask? For real though, I mean, what do you expect from me?" He's saying, like, if this is who I really am, why are you expecting me to be somebody who's fake? So he turns from the parents for a moment and he talks to people who misinterpret who he is in a different way. He says, "How you gonna write me and tell me you'd slaughter my family?" And so he has parents on one side who think he's violent, and then he has people on another side who think that he's weak, and he's like, what the heck is going on? And he reveals the purpose of his music in the last line. He says, "But what you expect when you walk in a therapy session." And he basically is saying that this music serves what I think is one of the three main purposes of music that we see most commonly used in this day and age. People will try to create something beautiful, usually to create a feeling or express one. People will try to preach a message, and people will try to work through their own issues using the medium of art. Now, if they do it well and creatively and other people feel the same way, that's a super powerful fan base you've just created there. That's exactly what 21 Pilots does. And that's what NF is saying here, is he's created this music through like a personal therapy session where he's working through his issues. And if you've ever journaled or written your own lyrics, you know the power that just writing things out has. He moves into the second verse and he explains a time when he felt powerless. This girl basically told him that her dad was abusive, and he's like, I really want to go and fix this. But he realized that if he called the dad up and told him off, the girl would just get beat harder. And so he kind of comes to this idea that instead of trying to fix people's problems in that way, maybe the part that I play is through my music. And he acknowledges that when he sings, "And saying your music's the reason that they are alive." And then here he starts talking a little bit more about how vulnerable and honest he is. "You see me walking on these stages, but I have no idea what I'm dealing with after it. I put it all in the open. This is the way that I cope with all my emotion. I'm taking pictures with thousands of people, and then later, how are you gonna tell me my music does not have a message?" And so he's got two sides to this. On one hand, he's like, don't judge me. You don't actually know who I am. And then on the other side, he's like, I share personal things. What do you mean I don't have a message? I'm sharing truth here. And then he continues talking about problems. He says, let me jot it down. Let me take a mental note. I put it all in this microphone. Think about that for a minute. And admits that, again, this is a therapy session. It's him using those problems, and he's basically saying they go through like this processor and come out as raps. In the final stanza, he admits some of his own flaws. "I know I handle some things immaturely. I know that I need to grow in maturity." But then he says Christian is not the definition of what perfect is. He is a Christian, and a lot of people will try to call him a Christian rapper, but I don't think he likes that. Instead, he's basically saying, you know, even though I am a Christian, that doesn't mean I'm gonna be perfect, because a lot of people expect their Christian artists to be like these perfect humans that make no mistakes, to basically be Tim Tebow, or Jesus, that works too. And he's basically saying, if you want that sort of perfection, go to the Christian radio station, you're not gonna get it here. And we can talk another time about how little respect I have for much of what gets played on the Christian radio station and how perfect they try to make Christianity seem. He tells us that he's a man of honor. "If I wouldn't say what I say to your face, then I promise you I wouldn't say it in private." Then he continues, "I'm a passionate man. I really mean what I'm writing." So not only is he gonna be straight with you personally, but he's also gonna be honest in the music that he writes. So if he says something in his lyrics, you can trust him. And that's powerful because that is not something that most artists can say. And he corroborates that as we get close to the end of the stanza. You wanna know what it's like if you met me in person? Listen to my verses. You basically can get to know him. This music is not just for people who sit in the pews and pray at the churches. To be fair, it actually is. Those people just don't know that they need it because they think an outer facade of perfection sometimes is a good thing. And he's saying, no, the people who will appreciate this are the ones who will admit that they're flawed and they need help, because that's who he is. He's gathering people like himself to himself. And he tells us, I don't expect everyone to respect it. And he admits, not everybody's gonna like my music. That's one of the big problems with pop music, is it tries to be so broad and so general because it wants everybody, as many people as possible, to like it, because the success is dollar signs. With NF, success is reaching out and touching people and helping particular people. You cannot save the whole world. That's a myth. The only people you can probably save at this moment are the people next to you. And for NF, the people who are next to him are people all around the world, because he has this huge reach that feel the same way and have gone through similar struggles. And so he tries to help just that one specific audience. He narrows his target and he helps them. And I have huge respect for that. So yeah, guys, I hugely recommend listening to NF. He's an awesome artist with integrity in his lyrics and really meaningful stuff. You should definitely check it out. And yeah, don't forget to check out these videos right here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.